So, I came out this morning with the intention of pulling out the fuel distribution block and getting to work on that, but noticing the car covered in condensation, but the condensation is on the inside. And opening the door, this car is astonishingly damp. Not just damp, wet really. Oh, that's not good. It's absolutely sopping in there. So two things I need to do. Oh, it's soaking wet. I need to go and get a heater in this thing to dry it out. Oh, so suddenly this car feels just really damp. I mean, look at all this water in the thing. This is so not good. This was bone dry until... Oh, God, there's actually a puddle on here. Oh man, no wonder that it's a Brano leather, not leather. The wood is all creasing up a bit. Damn. Oh man, right. Oh, it's off in the ceiling as well. Look at this in the ceiling. Oh, god damn. This isn't good. This whole car is just waterlogged. Oh, I'm going to put a radiator in this car. Dry it out for a couple of hours. It's been raining so hard here the last few days. You must have just been soaking through all the bad... Oh man, look at that. Oh damn, I didn't realise this car was as wet as this. I could see it was condensationing all up inside it, but this is the worst. Oh dear me. A little electric radiator in the garage, which I'm going to go and put inside here in a minute. Give it a chance to dry out. This isn't the video I was expecting to be making today. It's meant to be a video about rebuilding the fuel system. Because I've used all these cloths with so much polish them over the years, they're not actually very absorbent anymore. I need a garage to keep this car in. In fact, I need garages to keep all my cars in. This is so frustrating. All over everything, all the switchgear, the buttons, you name it, it's covered in just water, condensating. I'll leave the door open a few minutes. Let it air out a bit. Ugh, I'll go and get the radiator. Whole thing. So now I've wiped all the windows as clean as I can get them, wiped the headlining as dry as I can get it, and now I've got this heater which is gently putting out a bit of warmth in here to try and the carpets are a bit damp and the seats are a bit damp, so I'll just leave this out here. I've balanced it very carefully on the seat. The feet don't get warm, I've checked that. The feet will stay cool, not set fire to the seat. I will check this every few minutes because I'm quite conscious I don't want to burn the car down. And once it's dried out a bit more, there's a big sheet on the back, cover, if that's the word you want to use. Put it over here so it stops getting any worse. Now the problem I'm having right now is that unlike old Rovers, old Mercedes, door shuts are extremely tight. You can't really shut a cable through them very easily. Well, it's a few minutes later, and for a quick recap, the Alfa, which I took out for a drive this afternoon, is now completely misted up. Mercedes, crystal clear. Quite toasty in there, nice. Actually, that's starting to work. The seats are no longer feeling quite as damp as they were, so I'll leave that a bit longer and then put the cover over it. Well, as you can see, I didn't put a cover on it last night because I realised it's actually quite scuzzy and needs a bit of a clean up before I go and get the nice sort of felty lining of my cover all grungy. And obviously, overnight, it's gone and got wet again. So I've put the heater back on again for the morning, but it feels warm again already after about 2 minutes. And I'm going to go and find me some moisture traps so I can suck the water out of this car one way or another. Well, my intended video right now was meant to be about rebuilding this fuel distribution block, but this has gone badly, well not badly wrong, this has just taken a different turn, a different direction. Every time I've gone to do something, something else has happened, so it's going to be a short blog or vlog about just doing stuff in the garage rather than actually achieving anything. So maybe some nice Wednesday afternoon viewing for you. Anyway, first thing you might notice is that the image quality has changed on what you're watching right now. It's probably been a bit variable over the last couple of videos because recently, well, the last year or so, I've been filming everything I do on a little Fuji X-T20, which is a lovely little camera, but it's really tiny, and its face follow function isn't that great, and sometimes it will start to wander off. It'll follow a face when it's in the face on, but as you turn away it starts, oh, so where did that person go, and starts just hunting focus, which is a little bit annoying. And so a few people have commented that the focus isn't right on in-car stuff. So I normally try and set that on manual focus, but if anything nudges the camera and I'm mounting it into the windscreen, then it's completely in focus for the entire video. So which one do you do? Do you take a chance on the autofocus, or do you take a chance on nudging the manual focus? Tricky, huh? So anyway, that broke. It turns out to be a really common failure, but it's back at Fuji, but it's going to be a month or so before it comes back. If you've never dealt with Fuji cameras, they're a really nice company to deal with, and they've got this kind of one-size-fits-all, take it back, flat rate, replace whatever's broken. In this case, I think it's the entire main motherboard of the camera, so that camera will come back. When I started this channel, I was using a Nikon D750, which is a nice sort of compact DSLR, which shoots really good 4K video. Unfortunately, I didn't realise the microphone port was broken on that camera. So the audio was really dodgy and people kept complaining about the sound quality, and it took me a while to realise what the actual problem was. I was trying different microphones, different cables. Turned out it was the camera itself that was at fault. So anyway, that was my backup camera, was no good as a backup. So the last two videos, the console and the Simca, I think something else as well, were shot on my Nikon D5 because that's my day job camera. And that is a beast of a machine. It's a tank of a camera which weighs like a couple of kilos. It does do beautiful 4K video, but with a sensor crop, so your wide lenses aren't quite as wide as they could be. But the image quality is fantastic. But it doesn't do anything beyond a single autofocus at the beginning of a clip. And once you're in the clip, you're stuck with no autofocus at all. It just sits there and records, which is great in some respects, but also a bit of drag in others. So anyway, I will grab my little phone and I'll show you what I'm filming you on today, because I've been spending money. Is filming me, filming you, filming me, a Nikon Z6 mirrorless compact system camera, which is marvellous because it's very small, only a tiny bit bigger than the Fuji, but does shoot full, oops, turn off. It does shoot full 4K video with no crop. In fact, if I plugged an external recorder into it, it would shoot 6K video, which is higher quality than you can actually see on almost any screen at all. So it's kind of future-proof, which is great, and it'll use my old Nikon lenses. So I've got lots of opportunity to do nice cinematography if I ever get more than an hour to shoot a video in. So yeah, that's behind the scenes part one. Behind the scenes part two is the fact that, oh, more coffee. So this is, it's really cold. There's an oil radiator down here, which is lovely and toasty immediately around the oil radiator, but I'm far enough away from it for it to make no difference at all. This video should be sponsored by Lion's coffee bags, as I'm getting through them at a fair whack, but it's not. But yeah, maybe next video, who knows. Yes, so I came out here to go and do this rebuild, and something that's been bugging me for ages. Let's grab the iPhone again. If I show you where the tripod is balanced, so hang on, here's you looking at me on the camera, here's the tripod extended as full as it'll go, because this is a really compact, narrow tripod. Okay, legs, legs, legs. One leg is balancing on the lip of the toolbox, the other leg is balancing on the back leg of the engine crane, and that one is on the front of the engine crane, and the whole thing is kind of precarious. Also, lighting in here is pretty awful. I was using, or trying to use, this work light. It's an LED lamp, but it's got a flicker, and you can actually see it on the video. It's kind of strobes almost. And got the Alfa Romeo lamp, or sign, as a bit of a infill light, and I've changed the lighting in the ceiling for LED lights as well. But it's not enough. So I'm going to turn this garage into an actual photo studio. Something I bought for work, partly for this and partly for my real work, are these cheap Chinese LED panels. So when I'm working in here, I can turn this, oh dear me, this ordinary garage into a studio. So these are really bright and variable quality. You can change the angle. These barn doors that's what these are called, discal bondors. These can come off, so I don't have to have such a big effort. I've got 2 of them, but obviously mounting them and mounting the camera is an issue. So what I've got, well, I've got 3 things here for camera mounting. First of all, this is called a Manfrotto super clamp, and it's a great thing that photographers use for attaching cameras and lights and anything to anywhere, because it clamps on hard on there, and you've got a little socket on here. Let's undo this. Attach, well, this is a special attachment. Attach to the head. This is a cheap little ball head, so I can do top-down stuff. So when I'm working on the bench, you can see what I'm doing. I've used this on a video already and it worked really well. So I can attach a tiny GoPro on there or a small camera and look straight down at the workbench. Brilliant. Now as for attaching other stuff around the workbench, I want a light in here and I want a camera kind of over there, because I've put a camera right in front of me. It's just 2 in my face. Now these are rubber suckers. It's not a plunger, you cannot clean a toilet with this. But if you have shiny metal or a big glass window, you can use this plunger and it will glue itself onto a smooth surface, which is really useful, because then you can attach a light or a camera or anything else onto that, and it's great. However, this has gone very brittle over the years. I've had it a long time, so it doesn't really stick very well at all. And if it does stick, I have no faith in it staying there. Bearing in mind what cameras and lights cost, well, those don't cost much, but that costs quite a lot. I'm not going to be suckering that to anything. Coffee, it's cold. Oh, one fingers. And this is the same thing, but a different kind of head. This is a different kind of ball and socket joint. So with just a straight 15mm bar in there, I can attach that somewhere else. But the plan is to cannibalise these things, because they are no longer any good. So I'm going to take these off the rubber suckers and mount them somewhere around here. So I can hang a light and I can hang excuse me, a camera in better places. So my ingenious plan is to mount this up here, where it's on this bit of wood which is already attached to the wall, so I'm not going to make a big mess. And then it's at a similar height to where I'm shooting with the camera anyway. Hopefully it's low enough to clear that. It's not going to interfere with the drawer, and it's far enough back that I can get the entire bench in. And that can now slide back out the way, forward to the end. I can mount the camera on there. In fact, let's mount the camera on there for its first ever shot. So now I'm filming me filming you again. Camera hopefully is nice and steady. Let's just go check in on a mid-morning check on the Mercedes. I've turned this off because it's getting too hot, but this now feels way drier, much nicer indeed. I'm actually slightly concerned. It's getting too warm in there. I've also noticed you're a bit wonky. I'm just going to straighten you quickly. So I just zoomed you forward a little bit in the hope that that makes things a bit better. Right, let's do some actual work, because I've been out here for about 2 hours just faffing around doing nothing in particular. The other thing I'm going to do is find a tripod head a bit like this one with a quick release on it, so I can just snap the camera off and on that rather than having to do a really quite fiddly thing, which I think is why that was in my spares box, not in my actually working box. Likewise, this old head on the tripod. Better heads have like a little snap-on plate, so you can just one button click the camera off and on in a hurry. So yeah, this might go back in the spares box or possibly on eBay. Also, I think I just said a minute ago, I found another one of these with the really rigid old tired rubber base. So I'll cannibalise this in a minute. I'll figure out somewhere to put this so I can have 2 of these big lights shining on me. Let's do some work. Let's have a cup of tea. Now, this morning I did make a quick phone call to a company. There's one company in England that I'm aware of that will strip these down and rebuild them for you. It costs £350, which is actually a lot cheaper than I was expecting them to say. But if I can do this for free, that's better than £350, because currently I've got at least 3 cars that need MOTs, and they've all got work that needs doing to them to get them through the MOT. So if I can avoid spending any money on making this thing go, I would like that a lot. And the main thing to be careful with taking one of these apart is that you don't damage anything as you sort of strip it down, because it's all aluminium, and so if you were to wedge anything too sharp or hard in there, it wouldn't do very well at all. This doesn't want to come apart one little bit. This is actually a car filler applicator, because I figured it was large, flat and soft, so it wouldn't be causing me any damage whilst I was doing it. Okay, I just found another little problem with the camera being up there so tight in the corner, is that I can't actually tell if it's running or not. I thought it was, but it wasn't, so you just missed all the really good stuff when I was carefully undoing all of these 4 pipe unions. Managed to get this little plunger out, which goes on the side. I didn't take this out last time, and it's a double sprung. There are 2 little rubber washers on there, which I didn't change when I did it previously. And I was just saying as I sort of held it to the camera, to the light, filmed on my iPhone, that I think what this is which controls the flow back to the return line. So possibly if this was jammed or not moving, then maybe, just maybe, that would be the reason why stuff wasn't working properly. It was just constantly fixed on fuel return. I had a good look at this, undid the bottom of this bit, but I can't see anything else causing a problem. I mean, unless these gauzes are dead, I can blow. Yuck, that's horrible. I can blow through them. Yeah, there's air coming through, and that's only with my limited availability. That tastes disgusting. Ugh, tingling lips. Limited availability of my breath. So I don't know. I did buy a second one of these kits because that's disgusting. Still cheaper than the £350 rebuild. So I will I will do that again in case I've got a duff kit. I'm amazed, absolutely amazed at how rough this looks after just a couple of weeks in that component. I've got another one of these things. I have another crack at rebuilding it. If I can get into the envelope, which I can't. Okay, stage 1 failed. So I should have 4 washers to go around there, that's those. Washer to go on there, which is that one, which I didn't change last time. I thought there'd be a tiny washer to go on there, but there doesn't seem to be one. That's reluctant to come off. I'm reluctant to use a screwdriver. Here's where I wish I had long nails. Yeah, that goes in there nicely. Okay, so that goes on top of that. Now there isn't a replacement for that. That's not so much a washer as a shaped, well, cone type shape thing really. So I'll call that a day with that and reinsert this plunger in here. Now this was an absolute pain in the butt last time, trying to get these 4 washers, O-rings to sit on here all at the same time. It's not fun at all. But I'm going to leave that O-ring in there because that one looks alright still, and I changed it last go. But these O-rings on the side were an absolute pig to do. As fast as you put one on, the rest ping off. And what they suggest you do is you get your old O-ring, the big O-ring, put it on like a... oh, it's too loose. That's rubbish. Well, that ain't gonna work. Oh, wash it in soapy water. I knew there's something I was meant to be doing. Okay, I've washed this in soapy water. Let's see. Anything else that needs doing? Right, let's get this thing back on the car and see if it works. It won't work. Regular viewers will know that I accidentally sold the battery for the Mercedes in the Hyundai. And the Hyundai doesn't actually live that far away now, but I don't have a spare key to it, so I can't go and reclaim my battery when he's not looking. Which one's earth? That one's clearly the earth because it's attached to the car. Right, let's see what happens when I crank this. That was initially always leaking quite a lot of petrol. Little rear connectors off the back of the distribution block were dripping tons of fuel, which at least tells me that there's petrol in the car and it's coming from the tank. Yeah, that's not loose, as in didn't quite nip it up. That's as in forgot to do it completely. Oopsie. Let's just give it a quick squirt of this stuff. That might give it the incentive it's looking for to get going. So the engine runs. In fact, it just fired off this stuff suggests the problem is. Let's get one more. It runs and it purrs. Oh god, that nearly went then. That was so close. If I just get to start and start sucking fuel through, it might get me there. Come on. It's so close to going. It is so close. So it's not going to go. This looks right though. This looks like it's done right. I don't know why it won't run now. Oh, stupid car. It could be the cold start thing, but the fact it's starting off there means it should be keeping on going. Even just trying to start some more than that. But it's not even trying. If anyone's got any ideas, then just let me know in the comments, because I'm baffled and I don't want to spend £350 having this thing rebuilt if it's going to put me back in the same place where I am now. Ah, this is so frustrating. The other things it could be, this thing here, part of the cold start system, I don't know, but that's going to be another £100 or £200 or £300 to rebuild as well. So I don't want to get stuck into the whole business of rebuilding all these things just randomly hoping for the best. I'm a bit knackered here really. Of course, the other thing I don't want to be doing right now is chucking a ton of cash at Mercedes when I need to get an MOT on this car, which has got some emissions problem, so that could be an issue. And I've got to do an MOT on the Mini, which has got the airbag problem, which could be an issue. And I've got to do an MOT next week on the Alfa. It's still current at the moment, but I don't know if that's going to be an issue, so I don't want to chuck all my spare money at this thing which doesn't even run. And while I'm putting this thing back together, I'm going to copper slip it because it's a bit tight coming out. Copper slip everything. There's a motto to live by. While I'm out here, we'll top up the coolant. I know everyone keeps telling me how dirty the coolant in this car looks, but it does seem to use a bit of it, so I'm constantly refreshing it and giving it new coolant all the time. Well, since I'm out here, I'm already chilly and this has got an MOT due next week, I'm going to do something which is about due actually. It's about this time last year I did it before, so it's time for an oil change on the Alfa. Although, quite often, I'll spend like £3 or whatever the minimum amount I can possibly get away with is on an oil filter. Because these engines are so touchy about oil, I did yesterday go down to the local Alfa Romeo dealership and pick up a 717-36159 oil filtro olio. A proper, genuine Fiat Alfa Lancia Reassembly Originale. Oops, it's still taped shut. I wondered if they thought they'd ever get rid of one of these from the shelf. Genuine Fiat Alfa Romeo oil filter. Now the other thing, this car is marking its territory quite badly. Whenever I pull the dipstick out, it's slightly over the limit. So, well, I'd rather have it over than under on one of these, but then it won't burn out. But I just wonder if the fact it's over full is the reason it's leaving ridiculous trails. Now, after last year jacking the car ready for the MOT, I'm very cautious about where I'm going to jack this, and jacking the Hyundai before the MOT just a few weeks ago. At least the car's still going up, as well as the jack, not just one of the two. I don't even need to go very high, I just need high enough to get the oil drain underneath it. So I've just noticed that my £12.50, whatever it was, original Alfa Romeo Reassembly Originale filter says made in China on it, not made in Italy. Oh well. I don't like these kind of hex key undoers. Oil sumps that just don't feel strong enough to me. Okay, I'm going to try and avoid getting covered in oil, but that's not going to work. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Oh no, it's running out too fast for the drain and oh god, this is revolting. It's running out faster than This isn't funny. This isn't funny anymore. This is actually quite bad. It's like the Exxon Valdez all over again. The drain plug into this container is too slow and now it's just leaking everywhere. Brilliant. Ugh, gross. Well, at least it's on a big sheet of cardboard. Important lesson, folks. I'm learning it for you. Well, I knew it anyway, I'm just passing this information on. When you're changing oil, always put your drain tray onto something, you know, absorbent, not just straight in the drive, because it will pour over your drive. Yuck. Blimey, that's the list that I have found a oil filter. It's, yeah, broadly there's, oh god, there's more rust. There's more rust. I knew jacking up was a bad idea. It's only surface, but it's going to need to be dealt with. Oh. It's like it's missing an edge. Oh, damn it. That's one for Trevor to sort out. I just checked the handbook and it says 3.9 litres if you're refilling this engine. 4.4 of it's from dry. So I'm going to put in 3.5 litres of Mobile Super, because although it's 1040, same as putting the Hyundai Coupe for the day, I'd like to put the nice stuff in this engine because it's a delicate flower. Now, in the interest of taking it steady and ruling out whether or not there are other leaks elsewhere in the engine, if it was over full last time somehow, I'm being very careful. Oh what, hang on, that can't be right. I've only put 3 litres in so far, and that looked like it said it was over full. And bear in mind, I'm only putting in 3.9. That is ridiculous. Yeah, that says it's too full already. I'm like half a litre under what I should be putting in, and the dipstick says it's over full. Maybe that's because it's cold. That is crazy. And there is the possibility it's got the wrong dipstick in it. But I've put a clean sheet of cardboard under the engine. See if that catches any drips or not. So we'll find out later on today if that's over full or not. Well, that was a waste of a day? I don't know. Oil's changed, filter's changed. That's one good thing. This thing's sort of MOT ready, except it's now going to fail because I've just uncovered more rust in it. That thing still won't start, and I don't know why. I don't want to spend any more money on it, but I don't know what else is wrong with it, so I'm kind of a bit stuck with that one again. Cars are fun, aren't they? Oh well, so that's it for today. It's getting cold and it's getting dark and I need to go and do a bit of work. So, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to bite the bullet and pay Trevor to do the welding on this one to get it to the MOT, but at least it should pass in every other respect. That thing, I don't know what's going to happen with that thing. I'm not going to scrap it, I'm going to keep on going, I just don't know where to. I'm a bit baffled now because that distribution block is definitely working and it still fires up just by squirting, you know, spray to the point after it. I don't want to spend £350 on getting it rebuilt if it's working and it's something else, but I don't know how to diagnose if it's something else. Oh, anyway, whatever happens, both these cars are now going to cost me a bucket of cash. If you want to buy a mug or a sticker or help me out on Patreon, I'd be very grateful indeed. Otherwise, I'll see you next time regardless, when I go and bang my head into a wall a bit because it's, you know, less painful and costs less. Thanks for watching.